Sorry we're late with this video, but everything you need to know about grenades. Let's talk about it. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the X-Field Hideout. My name is Ghost. If you guys have never been here before, I am super excited you guys are here. Today, we're going to be talking about everything you need to know about the grenades in the game to help you understand why people choose different grenades in different situations, why you should be running grenades, and why maybe you want to switch up with what grenades you're using. Other than that, though, before we get into the video, I do stream on Twitch every single day. I would love to have you guys by the stream. I just want to say a shout out and thank you to the community that has been growing. We have reached our highest average ever, and I have you guys to thank for it. I wouldn't be where I am without you guys. So come by the stream every single day, super early in the morning, grab caffeine, and every day but Sunday, and I'll see you guys there. Other than that, if you guys find value in the video, make sure you guys smash the like button. It does go a long way for the channel. And if you guys want to see more Tarkov content, I have over 100 videos on this channel to hopefully bring you guys some value. You can always hit the bell if you want to be notified when videos go live. Let's get into the video. Okay, so let's start talking about these grenades. We're going to go through every single grenade and give you all the specs, and then maybe give a little bit of insight as to why you would run one over the other as we continue to talk about them. Now, what I want to say right now is this is going to be a brief oversight of the grenades. I'm pretty much going to give you all of the stats of the grenades, but in the new episode of the PvP series, if you guys haven't watched it, there's 2 episodes out already. The 3rd episode, we're going to be talking about everything you need to know about using grenades in PvP and what is the best way to use them in different situations, right? I don't want to say the same thing twice, but I'm going to go over in depth how to use nades in that. So we're not going to go too much in that in this video. This is going to be just covering all the grenades and maybe help you switch things up. There are 7 grenades in total. We have the smoke grenade, the Zarya, the RGD-5, the F1, the Vog-17, the Vog-25, and the M67. Hopefully we will get more grenades of different types in the future, but this is what we're working with right now. So first grenade up is the smoke grenade. The smoke grenade has a fuse time of 3.5 seconds, and it goes for 2 minutes. You start to see the smoke in its fullness right around like 30 seconds, I believe. And this is something that you're using for a bunch of different reasons. I pretty much just use them for crafting, but you can use them. I see people smoke out dorms. I see people smoke out indoor areas, whether they're running a pistol and they want an advantage over somebody running a gun. So they want to be like right in your face, hopefully being able to get the kill. There's a lot of different reasons why somebody might run it. Like, let's say, for instance, we are in dorms on customs and we're at 3rd story. You can toss a couple smoke grenades into the middle by playground and cross pretty safely because it covers up a good amount of area and you have 2 minutes of cover. Now, obviously, if somebody blind fires into the smoke, you can still get hit, but they do provide decent cover. I also hope that they give us more color options. That way we can coordinate with teams and we can do some really, really cool things with that. But other than that, that's pretty much the smoke grenade. There's really not a lot to it. Next, we're going to be going over the Zarya. Oh, where do you get the smoke grenade from? You get the smoke grenade from Prepor 1, just so you guys know. The Zarya stun grenade. Now, this is exactly what it sounds like. You can call it a flash grenade. You can call it a stun grenade. What it does is it makes it so you can't see for a very long time. Now, these are kind of finicky. I don't run them too often because I would rather use the other nades and possibly do damage or zone or do some other things. I'll tell you why. I got into a kick of running these often, but I flashed myself way too many times because sometimes you throw it into a room and you think somebody should have got flashed and they don't. And then sometimes you're in an area where you think you shouldn't have got flashed and you do. So they're very finicky, but they have a 2-second fuse time. They pretty much blind people for a good amount of time. You can get them from Prepor 2 or you can craft them on Workbench 2. So there's a couple ways to get a hold of them. Be careful with them. If you're going to use them, there is a quest where you need to use these to get kills. So you can try to do that as well. But the good thing about them is they have a very short fuse time. So if you need them as kind of like a panic nade or a way to escape even, or like disengage, then they could be pretty useful. Next, we have the RGD-5. Now, the RGD has a 3.5 second fuse time. You buy it from Prepor 3, which means you are not getting these right in the beginning. And that's something to consider when we talk about where you're going to get these from and when you can get them, because in the beginning of the game, you don't have flea market up to level 20, which means you don't have access to grenades unless you loot them. You have to know where they're at, or unless you get some of the barters from the level 1s. The RGD is not one of them. You can barter though at Prepor 2. You can craft them on Workbench level 3. These have a 3 to 7 meter radius, so a decent sized explosion, and they do 7,000 possible damage. So these are fragments, and each fragment has a possible damage on it. So depending on how many you get hit by, if you're in the middle of the explosion, you are going to die by any single one of these nades thrown, except for the Zarya or the smoke grenade. So don't worry about that. But when it comes to getting away from the grenade, how big the grenade actually is, when you throw a grenade into a room, if something like a bed can stop it, all kinds of different variables when it comes to throwing nades in this game. 3 to 7 meters, 7,000 damage possible. Next, we have the F1 grenade. This is probably the nade that I use the most often. This has a 3.5 second fuse time. You get it from Prepor 3, or there is a Prepor 1 barter. So the cool thing is you can actually use this right from the very beginning as long as you barter for it. There is a 3 to 7 meter radius, so it is exactly the same size explosion as the RGD. Same fuse time. It does slightly more damage at 7,200 possible damage. So less fragments, but more damage. So that is the F1 grenade. Good barter. As you can see, it's sold out most of the time. So that's the way you can use that one. Now we're going to start getting into the shorter fuses with the Vog-17. The Vog-17 has a really, really good barter for it. Very, very commonly found is the fuses, a mechanic 1 barter. So you can get this from the very beginning as well. This has a 3 second, so slightly less for the fuse time. You cannot buy it straight from a trader, so you have to get it from the flea market. Then it has a 2 to 6 meter radius, so it's a smaller explosion, but it does 12,000 possible damage. So slightly shorter fuse, almost double the damage, but a smaller radius. These are actually really nice. I am a fan of the Vog-17s. I think that sometimes when you try to use them to zone, you actually end up getting kills. So they're good to use, and they're pretty inexpensive because you find fuses literally everywhere. The other one that we're going to go over is the Vog-25, which people have called the impact nade. That's pretty much what it is because the fuse is so short. So we have the Vog-25, 2 second fuse time. You buy it from the flea market, or you can craft them on workbench level 1. So when you get the fuses and you get a couple other pieces, you actually can craft them. You can craft 8 nades at a time on workbench level 1. So you can do these right from the beginning. 2 to 7 meter radius. So it's a little bit of like in between both radiuses of the grenades that we just went over, with 2,275 possible damage. This is something you want to land accurately. It's going to kill somebody, but this is a kill nade. This is not a nade you use for zoning, for peeking. Honestly, sometimes even pushing, depending on where you're pushing. This is a very dangerous nade because if you aren't good at using nades, sorry, I have my pin them all. If you aren't good at using nades and you get a lot of bounce backs or inaccurate throws, this will kill you. 2 seconds, it literally, once it bounces and falls, you're dead. A lot of times the other nades, you can be like, oh, bad nade, and you can like back up or move around. There's not a lot of wiggle room with this nade, which makes it good for being a kill nade, but just be careful. The other nade is basically your peak nade. And that is because it has the longest fuse time of 5 seconds. Sometimes it literally feels like it's like 7 or 8 seconds. This thing takes forever to explode. But this nade is perfect for throwing very far. The shorter the fuse time, the shorter you can throw a nade. Peacekeeper 2, after you complete Spa Tour Part 2, Peacekeeper 1 has a barter for it. It has a 3 to 8 meter radius. It's a huge explosion, and it does 8,250 possible damage. A very good nade, but you definitely have to get used to the time. Like I said, I would call it the only peak nade unless you're really good with peaks, and that is you are throwing it in a certain place and you are peeking while the grenade is present, and then unpeaking to try to get some sort of knowledge on what's happening in the room that you're trying to visualize or some of the other places. That's what a lot of people use them for. You also use them for crafting. So that is the M67. So with all the grenades, they are going to favor different styles of gameplay. We are going to go over that in the video that breaks down the grenades. I hope this helped you guys bring some clarity on what the nades are kind of used for. And then in your head, when you're thinking about the damages, the radius, the fuse time, all of that stuff, maybe you guys have been using nades where you feel like they've been letting you down and disappointing you. I'm just going to tell you guys straight up, sometimes all you need to do is switch up your nades, but nades are very, very important. I talk about it throughout the whole PvP series. We have 10 episodes coming out in that series, and I am going to harp about it the entire time that you guys need to have nades on you. I don't care which kind of nades you have, but you need to have grenades on you. There are so many times where death will present itself and you could have avoided it if you had grenades. Now, obviously there's times where you're gonna die with all the nades in your pocket, and that's unavoidable, but nades really, really are powerful in this game. I hope you guys got some value out of the video. Thank you guys for stopping by and watching another video. If you guys like this video, make sure you smash the like button. It goes a long way for the channel. And if you guys want to see more Tarkov content, especially if you guys want to see the episode of grenades where we go in depth on the PvP guide, and we have a mutant build coming up. You guys like the from budget to meta builds, so that is going to be one of the next videos coming up. Subscribe to the channel. You can always hit the bell if you want to be notified when videos go live. I would love for you guys to come by the stream every single morning, early, grab caffeine, and come have some fun with us every day but Sunday, 5 a.m., 6 a.m. PDT. Other than that, I hope you guys are very blessed. I hope you have an amazing day or night depending on where you're at in the world. I hope that this brought some clarity regarding grenades in the world of Tarkov. And as always, I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace. Sounds like they're behind me.